bow samurai are, I mean, just very, very superior to my own men as far as accuracy and everything else, pretty much. And their reload speed, everything's going to be better about those bow samurai. But my men will pretty much fight to the death up here, so I should be able to get quite a lot of arrows in. And then, like I said, another big part of this fight is going to be getting them to waste all their arrows. But these bow samurai, with all those chevrons, they're not going to be half pad in a melee. And so I definitely want to get rid of these guys for multiple reasons. They're definitely firing off volleys quicker than my men are. See if I can concentrate all my archer fire right there. Of course, my archers are getting very, very depleted very, very quickly. Let's fast forward a bit of this archer fight. Yeah, at least I'm taking my toll on them. They may have more ammo than me too, because researching further bow options will give your men more ammo, so it's possible that they could have more ammo. Okay, some of their infantry starting to... Oh crap, my men are leaving the gates? Are you serious? Get back inside, you dang morons! Freaking idiots! Gosh, dang it! That's what I get for clicking an attack order. I don't know if my men are going to get back inside. I don't really want to move all my infantry into range of those freaking bow samurai. Run! Dadgum idiots. That ticks me off so bad. Didn't realize they were going to run out the stupid gate. The enemy general might try and run inside here, but again, I want to be very careful. Like, I don't really want to move these men into range, all those bow samurai yet. I want to make sure that their ammo is depleted. You know, best case scenario that their ammo is depleted. I'm actually going to garrison some of these guys. Garrisoning these guys will help keep them alive longer. There we go. So I got all my bow units garrisoned. I'll just let them finish out this fight. I definitely won't be clicking any more attack orders. Let's continue to fast forward here and see what happens.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, my lord.
It looks like I've ended up taking a pretty good toll. I don't know what the heck's going on here. Are these units withdrawing? I think they're withdrawing some of their units for some reason. No, they're chasing my units off the battlefield. What a bunch of morons. Are you serious? Check it out, their general just sitting here eating all this arrow fire. Yeah, that's a pretty smart move on the AI's part. Be pretty funny if I end up killing their general, though. That'll really demoralize their men. Okay, the enemy bow samurai aren't firing, so I'm going to assume they're out of ammo. Either that or the AI is just retarded, both of which seem just about as likely as the next. Should definitely be able to win this at this point, though. I'm going to actually quit recording for a minute just because, I mean, their troops are all over the field and this is going to take a while to resolve. Alright, that was kind of a long drawn-out battle for nothing, because the AI eventually just ended up standing there and got, like, bugged or something and didn't finish the siege. So, I did win, though, so that's good. Lost a couple of my bow units, which sucks. The Satomi army is now dead. This other army, whatever faction that is, it's going to get away scot-free. But I did destroy all of their bow samurai. Was that the European traders, or was that some... It's kind of interesting site. Apprehension attempt in Iga. Trade disrupted with Iki, you don't really care, because it probably wasn't worth much. Ashigaru Master. Okay, yeah, so there's that moron who tried to apprehend my agent here, so let's return the favor. What? Come on. What a bunch of BS. 67% chance it doesn't work. Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to siege these morons out unless they bring reinforcements. I mean, they don't want to attack me. That's all fine with me. Like I said, I'll just completely siege them out. Saito have kind of a big army. I wish they would use it to maybe weaken the Shogun or something like that. It'd be nice. Of course, I can't expect too much from the AI, I'm sure. Okay, my troops here are now ready to continue on. It's, oh, ambush, huh? I got some Nodachi. Mainly just spear and bow units. They could get a whole lot of shots in on my, How do they set up an ambush in the middle of the road? Really? Kind of seems like, I don't really understand how you'd hide. Like, they'd probably need to be in these woods. Oh well, deal with it on the battle map. Alright, you can see the ambush here. Now, it said I was on a road. I don't see any roads here, and I don't really like how it's given my opponent the option to start on top of these hills, even though the terrain was clearly like flat land on the battle map, or on the campaign map. But well, I think I'm just going to try and run all my troops to this point and try and form a line, so let's start the battle. I don't think the enemy had any cavalry, if I remember right. They do not, so they shouldn't be able to run any faster than I can. So here we're going to start the battle. You gotta act fast, like I said, on these, because you're going to have a very limited time. Boom, there we go. Cav back behind the line. And hopefully they won't be able to catch my men here. I just want to get away from this whole ambush setup and be able to reform a battle line somewhere. Those are all my bow units and matchlock units right there. This is right here. We'll draw a line. Run, morons. Again, I wish they had like a retreat behavior that would, like, whatever you do, don't stop to fight because you're going to die. Okay, let's get the bow units out of that mix. Alright, it's going to be a little bit manic, but it looks like I'm going to have my stuff set up there. Let's see if we can get around the flanks and hammer and anvil these guys out of a fight. And I got to take down their bows. My missile units are now set up to fight, so that's good. Put my matchlock on fire by rank. Yeah, my infantry's getting absolutely thrashed right here. Let's see if we can hammer and anvil these dudes out of the fight. Good, my bow units are tearing up this bow unit. For some reason their troops completely survived that hammer and anvil strike, which should have done them in. That's okay, I'll just take these archers out of the fight real quick. And then I'll come back and hit them in the back again, if they haven't routed before then. My matchlock are shooting up some people, that's kind of nice. Hopefully they're not shooting up my own men too badly. They could be, it's one of the bad things about matchlock. Okay, it looks like we were able to beat back the enemy right there. I'm going to run my infantry forward. This is a whole bunch of... Actually, that's a whole bunch of bows. I'm actually going to fall back behind my own missile units. That way that they have to move forward and take some damage from my missile troops as well. And hopefully the idea here is that I'm going to mess up. In fact, these are all bows at this point. I'm not going to let them have that hill advantage. So I'm going to pull back all my missiles, all my infantry back to this point, and I'll use my cavalry to run down their bows. Of course, they have so many bows that I don't know if I have enough cavalry to take them all, but I'm sure as heck going to try. This army's pretty beat up. It's going to need some time to retrain. So I need to get to a province that's got like some of those, some nice roads and a big castle, because that'll help retrain these troops a lot faster. Check out all these guys. I'm just going to absolutely massacre these dudes. So yeah, this battle's over. Fortunately, able to overcome that ambush. Did take quite a few losses once again, but the enemy's going to end up getting the worst end of this. Alright, so there's the results of that battle. You can see that the enemy took massive losses, so maybe I should get like some kind of award for that that says ambush this, because that did not turn out well for them. And then I'm about to turn this area into a vassal. There's my troops moving on into Kai. Actually, I should have left them in the turn over there so they could retrain troops. That's pretty stupid of me. Let's see, construction. My castle's damaged, so we'll repair it. Again, I'm going to run a quick check for enemy navies that might be in the vicinity. Just want to make sure they don't get a free drop. These guys are still besieged. They can't stay that way forever. I really wish the Saito would lash out at someone, since they are supposed to be at war with a lot of these people. Let's take a look at my, I got 18 out of 25 provinces, but Kyoto is the only one on here I don't own. So things ought to be going pretty well for us at this point. I definitely am going to want to take all the strategic strongholds to block off everybody who is to the south of Kyoto. Here these guys have decided to come out and fight against me, so this ought to be fun. I will see you on the battle map to resolve this. Well, unfortunately, since I didn't attack, I didn't get to choose the weather conditions. All this rain is going to make both of our bow units not be overly effective, so that's kind of annoying because I have a ton of bow units. That was going to be part of my advantage. I mean, your bow units still work in the rain, but you know, it's not quite as effective as it otherwise would be. I am going to protect all my bows with a spear wall. I'm going to keep my Yari Samurai back here to help protect my general. And then there is Katana Cavalry on the field as well, so I'm not going to want to just go nuts with my light cav until I'm able to make sure the Katana cav have been dealt with. Because Katana Cav will absolutely shred my light cav, like just destroy them. Katana Cavalry, just for some of you, you don't see me use them very often online. I just don't find like a huge usefulness for them online. What they're best at is not necessarily a charge. Katana Cavalry are best at, you know, they do get some charge bonus, but then after that, what they're really best at is staying in a melee fight with their really high stats and morale. So that's what Katana Cavalry are good at, and that's why they cost more than Yari Cav. Yari Cav have a bonus versus Cavalry, and they also have a charge. So typically, just in a straight-up charge, you'll see Yari Cavalry mess up. You'll see Yari Cavalry really mess up Katana Cav, but if Katana Cav gets into a fight with stationary Yari Cav, or if the Yari Cav doesn't get the charge, then chances are the Yari Cav will probably lose. I mean, that's going to depend, of course, on lots of situations. All of which are, you know, somewhat based on, you know, upgrades and positioning and everything like that, morale. There's going to be a lot of stuff that gets factored into that, but for the most part, I think that's what you should expect. Alright, so the enemy bows. Some of the enemy bows are just going to start shooting at my infantry, which is annoying. They're going to stay just outside of the range of my bows. So I'm actually going to move my bows up just a smidge. Right up against the backs of my my infantry. But all the enemy infantry is now charging forward. They do have some Katana Samurai and stuff. So I am going to want to make some hammer and anvils. It looks like their Katana Cavalry is committing to my spear wall in typical AI fashion. That's one thing that CA never seems to be able to fix with the AI. But, you know, the game's really good, so I don't want to give them too much of a hard time. They've done really well for the most part. Some of my bows are actually involved in melee combat, just from where the people scooted back against my spear wall a little bit, so I'm just trying to drag them out of that right now. And I'm going to pull my my cavalry out and around the corner here. Even the enemy general's charging in onto my spear wall. But you can see my spear wall is taking massive damage in certain spots. So I'm going to want to rectify this quickly. Right here in particularly. I'm going to rally my men. Some of my bow units are still fighting in melee, even though I've like 3 times told them to pull back to this position. Okay, I think I've caused a rout in the enemy backlines here. Looks like I have. So that's going to be pretty much it. That's why I wanted these guys to come in on the open ground. It's because their Katana Samurai are good, but they wouldn't be able to defeat my men quickly enough. And it would allow me to have an opportunity to get my cavalry onto them. So here's the enemy Yari Samurai there. All these troops are running away. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this battle. You can see that ended up being a clear victory for me. I'll see you back on the campaign map.